let's draw some boxes in 3-point perspective. Got my ruler, pencil, and an eraser. I'm using a 2B pencil. So we're going to start with drawing our horizon line. And for 1 and 2 point perspective, I did go ahead and go right in the center. But for 3-point perspective, I'm actually going to shift it just a little and go slightly more towards the top and go ahead and draw that horizon line. And the reason being is with 3-point perspective, we do have our VP 1 and 2 from 2-point perspective, but we have a third vanishing point, which for this demonstration, I'm going to put at the bottom of the page. So if you can find the exact center of your line if you'd like to, and then extend that ruler down vertically. Then I can bring that third vanishing point, that would be VP3 at the bottom. But you could also have it go this way. So favoring more sky, and you can have your horizon line a little bit lower because our perspective is shifting a little bit. So it's similar to 2-point perspective where we are looking at a corner, but it's a little bit more dramatic. So we'll talk about the edges, these sides, and what's happening with these with 3-point perspective and how it differs from 2-point. So just like 2-point perspective. For this first one, I'm going to show you directly over the third vanishing point. So we're going to go ahead and line our ruler up vertically. Draw yourself a vertical line. It could go above the horizon line or below. Went ahead and put it below. It could also span and go above and below. So similar to 2-point perspective, we are going to bring our top lines. All right. We're going to converge those same lines back to VP 1 and 2. Again, nice and light. Take your time to really line that up to the vanishing points. Make sure that's nice and straight, and then you can draw that line. But here is where we are going to see a shift. So in 2-point perspective, we make these lines completely vertical. But in 3-point perspective, we're going to hook them to the third vanishing point. So I wanted to show you directly above because that's the only time you're really going to see this line be completely vertical. So we'll draw some others in just a moment, but we can go ahead and put the two sides in. You can determine how far you want those to come out. Just make sure they're lined up to VP3. It'll look something like that. Then you'll close off the top, much like you did just in the 2-point perspective. So find those edges and you can bring them back to the vanishing points. From here, you can go ahead and erase. And you'll probably, as you get the hang of this, you don't always need to bring your lines all the way back to the vanishing point, so long as they are headed in that direction and eventually would converge into that vanishing point. But sometimes when you're first getting started, it's nice to bring them all the way back just so you can understand the process. But as it starts to get easier for you, that's one way to eliminate some of the erasing that happens. Then, of course, you can always come back and darken some of your lines that you are going to keep. All right, let's see what happens when we have some boxes other places. So if I was going to have one over here, I can line up my vanishing point and draw that first line. Then I can bring these to VP1, VP2. Again, the order doesn't matter so long as they both get there. Then this one is going to overlap. So I stop and then I can continue. And from here, I will bring the sides back to VP3 and determine how big you want that form to be. You decide. Oh, this one be a little bit bigger. And then we're going to see a little sliver of the top. As it gets closer to the horizon line, you're going to see less of the top. And as we pull it below the horizon line further away, you're going to see more. So I didn't even draw those all the way back to the vanishing point. So as long as they cross, then I can just erase any little tails that pop out. And then this excess. So it looks something like that. So let's go ahead and add a few more. We can even put some up here and see what that would look like if we want to. All right, let's go ahead and draw a few more.